Hi everyone. Today I want to share a new product that is recent to Stampin' Up, and that is the Bird Ballad Laser Cut cards and tin. And it's a really fun little tin with pretty little leaf pattern on it, and it comes with these beautiful cards inside. You get 12 card bases and 12 envelopes. I love the little scallop detail on that envelope, and they're very vanilla in color. And you get 12 of them in this really pretty little tin, and you can decorate all the 12 cards and put them back in the tin and give this as a really nice gift to somebody and decorate the front of the tin even with some pretty ribbons and things. Or you can use this tin to house some of your favorite art supplies, maybe your watercolor pencils or whatever it is you have. I love little tins, so I plan on keeping the tin when I'm done with it. But I really wanted to show these cards and envelopes. I think they're very pretty, and I've seen a lot of great uses for them. And I'm going to use them in conjunction with the Bird Ballad Suite in this card here. And I wanted to point out a few things. The first thing I wanted to point out is that you use up everything in the tin, so there's not going to be anything left over, which is kind of nice. I have a few customers who have been with me a very long time who have a lot of stamps, and they're saying to me things like, I just feel like I can't buy more stamps right now. And I love the look of this Bird Ballad Suite because it is lovely. The papers, the ribbon, everything about it is lovely, but they feel they really just can't purchase another stamp set right now, and I get it. So I think that you can get the really pretty look of the Bird Ballad Suite without using new stamps. Now, if you can put the budget in to get the stamps, they are beautiful. So if you can do it, do it. But if you can't, don't feel like you need to dismiss these suites because they're just lovely. The paper is beautiful. I'm on my second pack of paper and it's going fast. There's beautiful watercolor birds. You know I love watercolor if you've watched me before. There's some beautiful florals, and I love this one. This Birds in Flight is really pretty. Here's another one. And what I've done a ton is cutting out a lot of these images and using them directly on my projects, which is really fun, and it's a good way to use up the paper. And then you've used the paper and it's gone. So you don't have any stamps to store, and you've used up all the papers, and you've gotten the look and the beautiful quality of the Bird Ballad Suite without having to necessarily buy the stamp set. And so I really wanted to show that. And I just used a sentiment. Now I did use a sentiment from the stamp set. Woo! I do think the stamp set is pretty, and if you don't have something like this, then definitely think about it. But if you've got something similar, then you can use a different sentiment here. And these birds you can get right from the paper. So it's lovely. Normally, I know we're a stamp selling company and I want to sell stamps, but sometimes you want to get the look of all the suites in the catalog. There's so many beautiful things, and of course we can't all buy everything. So that's just my little tip, is how to get the look and prettiness of this Bird Ballad Suite without necessarily buying the entire suite. So I'm thinking the laser cut cards and envelopes are great. You're going to use the cards and the envelopes and the designer series paper. Now, a few things I think that crafters should have, however, are layering circles framelits. They're just amazing. There's so many different size circles, and you've got the scallop edge, and we're going to use that. And this is a new set of dies, which I think is good for your collection. So maybe you're saving a little bit of money on the stamps, but you're going to get some of these new dies. If you can get it, do them together, because then you've got a bundle and you save 10% off. These two products are bundled. These nesting labels are just really sweet, and they've got stitching on them. That's what this is from. And I think that's a really great item to have. You're going to use the circles. Layering circles are kind of a crafting must-have, and these new stitched nesting label dies are awesome. So let me show you how I put this together. It's so fast. I used a piece of Pool Party. Did I take out a card? I think I put it back in. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay, so I used a piece of Pool Party, and I layered it behind the lace. And I used just a little bit of my multi-purpose liquid glue, and I went around this thick border in just a thin line Now I cut my pool party. It's the card base is 5.5 by 4.25. I just made this slightly smaller, especially on the 4.25 dimension, because it's going in the fold, and sometimes that fold sticks out just a little bit, and that way, by trimming just a hair off that 4.25, it fits just perfectly. So now I've got that pool party in there, and I didn't bother gluing it down on all these little lacy pieces. It's just around the edge, and that's okay because we're going to layer things on top that are going to kind of cement it together. Now I used a pretty strip of paper from that designer series pack called Bird Ballad, and it's just got so many lovely papers, and the colors are really pretty. I'm just going to throw that strip down, and that's also going to help keep that laser cut paper in place. Now I've used the layering circles, and I cut straight from the paper this cute little bird, and there's a whole bunch of different birds on the paper, and you can kind of position the circle die all around to get just what you want out of the image. And I think you can get maybe 10 or 12. I think I made swaps with these, and I had to make 10. So I was able to get all the little birds out of the paper, and then I had leftover pieces. You know how you kind of cut off the edge of the flower, and rather than toss all my little cut pieces, I cut out anything that survived, like this little flower here, and these little flowers. And this one is kind of not quite a full flower, so that can get tucked under something and used. And I cut out an extra little bird, and I'll use those on various projects. So I just really think that cutting out some of these really pretty designer series papers is a great idea. And I was trying to use some different things from the suite, and this really pretty scallop lace trim is part of the collection. So I grabbed some of that. And I'm only going to put glue in the center, which is going to be hidden by my circle. Now here I am going to stamp straight from the stamp set, and you can choose various sentiments. The label sizes are nesting, so you can go up a size, down a size, whatever you need for your stamp. Now, to put that down, I wanted it to stand up a little bit from the card, so I used dimensionals, and I put them towards the top. And the reason I did that is because I'm going to tuck a little embellishment on the bottom. There are these really cute little trinkets, and there's a little leaf, and a key, and a bow, and a flower. There we go. And I'm going to use this little leaf here. They come in a little pack, and that's another thing. You've got this, you use them up, and they're gone. I'm kind of in a not having so much stuff around mode. I'm going to use glue dots on that. And I'm going to tuck it coming under there. I think I will add one more little dimensional under this corner. There. And then I had these little extra little cutouts, and I'm going to kind of put them around where I think I want a little something something. And I love the little mini dimensionals for that. If you want them to pop out, or maybe you want them to be flat, you can just glue them down. Just kind of adds another little element to the card. Maybe this one will come like it lost there. Yep. Now that's that one that's missing a side. So I'm going to glue it flat and tuck it underneath, and no one will know. So I just love cutting this out and using up all those little pieces from my papers. Isn't that cute? You can even, if you wanted to, glue this little flower in here, maybe with the bird. I think I will. So take a look at the designer series paper in the catalog. There are so many pretty ones that are just itching to be cut out and used in a lovely way. There we go. That's my inside. It's very sweet. And my outside. And I hope that you will go ahead and look at that Bird Ballad suite. There is a way to see suites in the online store. Just go to StampinUp.com and look in the left column, and you'll see things, different categories. And if you click on suites, you'll be able to see everything that's in the Bird Ballad suite. And there's several different suites. And you can think to yourself, what can I use on here to get the feel of the whole suite without breaking the bank? And I think you can do it with the papers and the laser cut cards on this one, and you're going to get beauty, and you're going to love the little birds. The paper is gorgeous, and you can get the full look without having to get everything. And just take a look at all the different suites. You're going to love them. There's so many beautiful ones in the catalog. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this gave you some ideas and inspiration. Bye.